Good afternoon, Packers fans. Aaron Nagler here with your Packers Daily Chat, coming to you live on the Cheesehead TV social channels. Happy Thanksgiving Eve. The Packers set to take on the Miami Dolphins right there, right behind me at Lambeau Field on a very special holiday night matchup. The last time the Packers played on Thanksgiving night, was so great. So we're just going to kind of forget that ever happened. We're going to start a new tradition of kicking teams' butts at Lambeau Field on Thanksgiving night. Now, final injury reports are out. Both teams dealing with injuries to their linebackers. Most interestingly, Josh Myers is listed as questionable, though he was a full participant in the final practice. He is still questionable with a pectoral injury. Something to watch. I mean, the fact that he was a full participant bodes well for his participation tomorrow night, but you never know. Maybe a setback occurs, something along those lines. The fact that he is listed as questionable draws into question whether he will be starting. So something to watch. Like I said, I suspect he'll be a go, but you never really know how this thing is going to turn when it comes to injuries. Possibility that there's a different offensive line out there, and that would be upsetting because this offensive line, as constructed, has been doing yeoman's work, especially post bye week. No doubt these last two games, we've really found an identity with the Green Bay Packers. Josh Jacobs plowing through defenses. I suspect that will be the approach yet again tomorrow night. One other note, of course, Romeo Doubs is indeed out with that concussion. He won't play tomorrow night. So got to suspect we'll see more Bo Melton, more Malik Heath, and yes, of course, more Dontavian Wicks. Like I said, on the Dolphin side of things, Teron Armstead, their stud tackle, he is questionable, though I think he'll probably go. I know he improved his participation as the week went along. And then, yeah, they are, much like the Packers, dealing with a boatload of injuries at linebacker. And when it comes to the Packers linebackers, doubt we will see much different than we saw towards the end of that game, although I know McDuffie is a bit up in the air. He is listed as questionable. But if he is unable to go or unable to finish, I think Tyron Hopper is next man up. We saw him get a bit involved against the 49ers, at least in garbage time, really. But you have to think we'll probably see a lot more of him tomorrow night if McDuffie is questionable and or unable to go. Hello to everybody in the comments. Hope you're all doing well. Got to give a quick shout out to our good friends over at Prize Picks. That's right. Prize Picks is daily fantasy sports made easy. You just select two or more players, pick more or less on their projected stats, and place your entry. Quick withdrawals, easy gameplay, and an enormous selection of players and stat types are what make Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. Go to prizepicks.com and use code CHTV. Spend $5 on lineups, get $50 instantly. Prize Picks is available in 43 different states, most importantly, including Wisconsin. I got my picks for tomorrow night all set up. Jordan Love, I don't think he's going to throw more than 30 passes, let alone 32. I think we are going to see a whole bunch of Josh Jacobs, at least over 17 carries. And then Jalen Waddle, I do think he goes over 44.5 receiving yards simply because usually most of the attention going to Tyreek Hill. I think Waddle will be a beneficiary there. And then Tua, we all know, man, he's 0-7 in games that are 40 degrees or below. Certainly going to be that tomorrow night. I think he sends a wobbler into the loving arms of a Packers defensive back at some point. Give me over 0.5 interceptions. Let me know, people. Send me your lineups. I want to see them before Thanksgiving night. Boy, the Twitter, email, Facebook message, whatever you got. Show them to me. Been a lot of fun following along with what you guys are doing because you guys are a lot better at this than I am. I'll tell you that. What's going on, chat? How we all doing? Any chance for a snow game? Brandy, I don't believe so. Last I looked, but things can change very quickly in the Midwest, as we all know. So TBD. Stay tuned. Patrick, how are you, man? Hey, nice to catch live. Go, Pack, go. Good to see you, Patrick. Hope you're doing well. Hope Canada's treating you well. Always good to see you mixing it up, man. Steven, thank you for the super chat, man. On my way from Kansas City to my first Packers game ever. Anything I need to do when I get there? Places to eat? Well, you got to check out Kroll's, though it'll be very busy on game day. No question about it. There's tons of stuff. Just check out Titletown. You'll be able to walk around. Be tons going on as far as activities, food, drink. You can't miss it. It's a lot of fun. Go Pack, what's up? Wicks and Watson in the doghouse. Catch the ball. Go Pack, go. I mean, I don't think they're in the doghouse. I think they do have to catch the ball. I'm glad you brought up Watson because I don't think people appreciate how much he has developed as a player. there's no doubt that the drop in that game is incredibly frustrating. But I think if you go back and watch kind of his time, his first part, trying to get involved with the offense and really being inconsistent a lot of the time, I know that drop in particular was very frustrating because of what it could have been as far as a big touchdown right before the end of the half. But on balance, if you pull back and look at the entirety of his season, I think he's played extremely well and been a lot more consistent. He's got to be given more opportunities to be consistent, and I think that will continue tomorrow night. I don't think for a moment that he's in the doghouse or Love won't look his way or Matt won't call his number. I think he'll still get opportunities, and hopefully he starts to make some amends for that drop tomorrow night. Oh, we're having trouble streaming to X. Well, that's a shame. Let me make sure I got everything here. Yeah, good. All right, there we go. Soder, what's up? If there was ever a game for that Watson drop, that was the game. Exactly. Not really consequential in the grand scheme of the game itself. Now, would have been nice to have that dagger shot, so to speak, before the first half, so we all could have just relaxed in the second half. But to the point where it cost them the game or anything like that, certainly not. No question. Jim, good question, man. Will the Dolphins' speed on offense be an issue? Jim from Lancaster, PA. Go Pack Go. What's up, Jim? In a word, yes, but I am not so sure that it will be a factor throughout the contest if the Packers can control the football, much like they did against the 49ers and even the Bears at times with their running game, keeping that offense on the sideline. There's little doubt that if Hill, Waddle, and company are able to get free releases and wander through the Packers secondary, they're going to be in trouble. Even out of the backfield, they have plenty of guys who can kill you in the passing game at the running back position. So, in a word, yes, but if the Packers can control the ball, keep scoring points, and force them to kind of try and, quote, keep up after long layoffs on the sideline, I like the Packers' chances. But, yeah, there's no magic elixir here for Green Bay to just keep up with their skill position groups. I think the weather should help them a little bit, but only a little bit. They still have to play a lot of sound football and probably, I hate to say it, a lot of kind of different zones, cover 6, cover 2, cover 3, just to try and keep them guessing a little bit. But I don't think if you're playing man that anybody on this team can keep up with anybody on Miami's side. So I think it's certainly an issue. Ed, how are you, man? Thanks for the super chat. Truly grateful for Cheesehead TV. Thanks. Grateful for you, Ed. Appreciate it, man. Klaus, thanks for the super chat. Watson has been blocking his ass off all year. He has, indeed. And that's part of why I talk about stepping back 30,000 feet and looking at the totality of his work this season. I think he's played very, very well in most aspects of the game. Now, you're a wide receiver. You're the deep threat. You are paid to haul those balls in. When you come contract extension time, they're not going to be talking about, hey, you do a great job blocking, though that will be a component, right? The number one thing is how can you produce when given opportunities? And I think Watson will continue to produce if and when he has opportunities to do so. But yeah, man, you can block all day long. Alan Lazard's a great blocker. Doesn't make him a great receiver. Steven, what's going on, man? McKinney, best free agent pickup since Woodson. Giants letting him and Barkley go is the craziest thing to me. Yeah, the Barkley thing is crazy to me simply because he is such a unicorn, right? But with McKinney, I kind of get it simply because they had a plan and they do have some really good young talent at the safety position. And in the NFL in general, safety has become a somewhat, maybe not somewhat, very devalued position. So I don't totally kill them for that. It is, though, crazy when you look at the coupling of letting that amount of talent walk out the door in one offseason. And then you look at the season they've had and put out there this year. Yeah, that's a tough look. There's no question about it. Michael, what's up, man? Nags, do you think it has sunk in most fans that this is no longer a pass primary offense? My dad is so negative during games, and I think it's because he still expects a high flying passing attack. Yes, Michael, 1 billion% agree. I've got people in my life, much like you, that are down on Jordan Love and the passing game because they're not doing what you're talking about, right? He's not throwing for 300 yards. He's not throwing 3 touchdowns a game. And you know what? I don't need him to. The Packers don't need him to. They are a ball control, run first offense. And that is great. And the more they do that, the more they dominate teams on the ground, they are going to open up passing opportunities for Jordan Love. And he is able to pull the trigger. Of that, we have no doubt. But they need to spread it out and throw it, or even just throw it in general. The need for that is mostly in fans' heads. I get, look, the league is set up for you to be successful on offense mostly through the passing game, right? And most teams have operated that way in the recent past. But there has been a bit of a sea change here. I mean, we've seen teams really take to the ground, whether it is the Packers or the Lions have an excellent rushing attack. The Ravens have an excellent rushing attack. There's teams, the Eagles with Barkley have an excellent rushing attack. There's been a bit of a sea change in that regard because defenses have been so kind of built and stacked towards stopping the passing game and explosive plays. So I think smart teams, and if you look at the standings, the good teams have leaned into the running game. That's a good thing, and that will help Jordan long term. I promise you that. What else we got here, folks? Buddha on Twitch. This is great. Not consequential. Watson dropped $150 prize picks win for me. I'm sure he's sorry. I'm sure he apologizes unreservedly. Creep mode. What's up, man? The only X I want to hear about plays 29 for Green Bay. I feel you, brother. I feel you. I like it. Nathan, what's going on? Packers are top 3 in the league in rushing yards per game. That is a winning formula. Teams almost dare the Packers to run it. I don't doubt things will open up for Love down the stretch. We talked about this on Transplants, Nathan. I completely agree. I think you're going to see, especially maybe even tomorrow night, a lot of that stuff that they've been doing in the gun, a lot of the spinner stuff where you see Jordan spinning around and handing the ball off. The next evolution here is the play action. They're going to get to it. It is coming because teams are going to have to start loading the box because that's their only chance to take it away. So I do believe once you start to see that happen, Matt's going to come up with something pushing that ball down the field off of it. I have zero doubt that will occur. Matthew Clark, how are you, man? Trade a 7th or for a 6th in Dexter Lawrence. Giants don't appear to want to keep their best players. Surely nailed on to be the next available. Happy Thanksgiving all tomorrow. Best wishes. Matthew, let's come back from La La Land because that ain't going to happen. But, man, Dexter Lawrence in a Packers uniform would be amazing. Sadly, I don't believe he's for sale. And plus, we're past the trading deadline. Soder, what's up? Vikings obsessed with wash-up QBs. Rodgers in purple is inevitable. Soder, I'm not going to lie. I thought the exact same thing when I saw the Daniel Jones news this morning. I mean, the Daniel Jones signing, I think, makes it more likely that Aaron Rodgers is in there next year. Well, we'll see. I mean, I know Kevin O'Connell seems to really genuinely like Daniel Jones and thinks he has a lot of upside still. Man, bully on him, man. I mean, he's certainly done good work with Sam Darnold. So who knows, right? We'll see. Porkmaster, how you doing, man? The offense is so close to perfection. My mouth is watering, and Thanksgiving might be contributing to that. If Love improves, wide receivers catch while Jacobs stirs the drink. My goodness, Nags, psyched. They are very close. They were so disjointed against the 49ers. They just catch the ball, and you're blowing them out of the freaking water right in the first half. So, yes, I agree. I think they're getting there. And I do think, like I said, we're going to see more and more working off of that running game starting tomorrow night. And it's going to be interesting to see who's the beneficiary because, obviously you want to get Watson involved, but I would tend to think they'll probably have a plan for Watson, especially deep. Maybe Wicks, maybe Heath, some of these other guys can get, some openings, some advantageous matchups where they can, put up some production. I'd be liking that. Baby DL, hey, what's up? Awesome. I didn't know you guys were on Twitch. Yeah, I think like 3 people watch it every day when I do it because when you get done, Twitch emails you a stream summary report, and it's always like, you had 3 viewers. So welcome to the 4th viewer on Twitch. I mean, I figure we can, so why not? I know there's an audience out there somewhere, and I should be doing more video game stuff, and hopefully I will get some Madden in before the new year. What? Can't wait to spend time with the fam tomorrow, and the Bears still suck. Now that is a true Packers fan right there. No question about it. Logan, what's up? Don't forget the Dolphins are coming into Lambeau as a banged-up team. It's time to strike while the iron is hot. Yeah, they are. Their injury report for once is much longer than the Packers. Now, a lot of that is guys who were limited and then got full participation and now don't have injury designations. But yeah, they are dealing with a whole bunch at a bunch of different positions. But yes, this is a game where you would hope the Packers are able to do what they did last week on Sunday. Get on board early and take control of the game from the outset. That is the dream here. Michael, what's up, man? Did you see any of the spinner plays when Green Bay this offseason or earlier, or did LaFleur add them only after Love got hurt? Either way, I love it. I got to be honest, Michael. I was just talking to Wes about this the other day. I don't remember seeing any of it in training camp. And now they could have been working on it in closed doors. They do some other work inside, away from the eyes of the public. But you would think those things would have been kind of at least practiced at some point during camp if they were going to be a serious component to their playbook. And like I said, I don't remember seeing it once. I think, after they had Malik Willis forced into their starting lineup, that's when they really decided, hey, we can do some of this. And we saw that against the Colts in week 2. Speaking of which, if you have not yet, be sure to check out Packers Playbook this week with Dusty and John Kuhn here on the channel. They do a phenomenal job looking at the stuff that was utilized in week 2 against the Colts and then how they brought some of that back against the 49ers and kind of added things to it and the problems that it's causing for defenses. I mean, as far as really messing with your keys, not knowing where the ball is going to end up, it's great stuff. Highly recommended. What else we got here, folks? Matthew, thanks again, man. Not Packers, but surely if Darnold wins a playoff game, the Vikings will try to keep him. I mean, you would suspect, right? Although that's kind of how the Giants got in trouble with Daniel Jones. I mean, it's not like Darnold has been completely lights out this season. He's still shown a tendency to put the ball in harm's way at times. And certainly they did just use a first-round pick on a quarterback, although I know I saw reports a couple weeks ago about having another surgery. Who knows what the timeline is as far as his return, which brings me to the inevitability of Aaron Rodgers in purple. You guys think I'm kidding, but you just wait. Wilf won't be able to resist. Kyle, thanks for the super chat, man. Next, do you think Hopper playing will be a blessing in disguise? I hope he plays well and gives half second thoughts on the starters. I mean, it can go one of two ways, right? Either he gets out there and it's like, holy cow, where's this kid been all season? Or he gets out there and you go, oh, that's why he's been on the bench. There's certainly good plays in the preseason to suggest that he's a bit of a downhill guy and can diagnose and get to the ball carrier and get him on the ground. But that's preseason football. There's a whole nother world in the regular season, especially with the Dolphins and their offense, which is just as motion heavy as the Packers. Man, they're going to be having his head spinning. And the big key will be can he be assignment sure, assignment sound? Big test for the rookie. No doubt about it. Nathan, do you think Willis is a Packer next season? Yeah, I do. I think he's still under contract. So, yeah, I don't see the Packers moving him or cutting him or doing anything other than keeping him around. I think he'd like to stick around. So we'll see. Logan, we need more Aaron Mosby and Brenton Cox Jr. I mean, we'll get them in spurts, I think. But, man, you got to give LVN every opportunity to get out there and keep improving and keep making plays like we saw against the 49ers. But I think you will still see them in the mix. No question about it. Mr. Mikey Riggs, enjoyed Thanksgiving, everyone. I think that's a perfect place to leave it. Totally agree. Very much agreed. Everybody, enjoy your Thanksgiving. Corey and I will be here on the channel doing the watch party for everyone who's maybe at a far-flung destination and either alone or want to get away from the in-laws or what have you. We are here for you. We're devoted to Packers fans worldwide. We will be streaming watch parties. So join us. It's going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait. In the meantime, please do me a monster favor. Hit like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and then tell your friends and tell your family. Cheesehead TV. We are devoted to Green Bay Packers fans worldwide. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great night. Go Pack, go.